Are you tired of starting things and never finishing them? Are you tired of promising yourself that tomorrow will be different, but tomorrow looks exactly like yesterday? How many times have you said, I will wake up early? I will stop wasting time. I will focus, but you didn't. How many dreams have you postponed because you couldn't control your own mind? Let me ask you something honestly. Is your life difficult because of your circumstances or because you lack discipline? You don't need more motivation. You don't need more talent. You don't need luck. You need control. Because the truth is this, an undisciplined mind will destroy more dreams than failure ever could. Your biggest enemy is not your background. It is not your family. It is not your village. It is not your country. Your biggest enemy is the voice inside your head that says, later. If you cannot control your mind will control your life. And today, that changes. Listen carefully to this story, because by the end of this video, you will never look at discipline the same way again. Once, in a quiet village nestled between green hills and flowing rivers, there lived a young boy named Arav. Arav was intelligent, curious, and full of dreams, but he had one problem that held him back. His mind was unruly. His thoughts jumped from one thing to another like leaves blown by the wind. He wanted to learn, to grow, and to achieve great things, but he never stayed focused on anything long enough to see results. Every morning, Arav would sit at his small wooden desk, open his books, and plan to study. Yet within minutes, his mind would drift. He would think about playing games, wandering in the forest, talking to friends, or checking his phone. His father, a wise man who had achieved much in life, noticed his struggle. One evening, as Arav sat staring at his half-read book, his father came and said gently, Arav, your mind is like a wild stallion. If you do not train it, it will take you anywhere it wants. Discipline your mind, and it will carry you wherever you want to go. Arav nodded, pretending to understand, but deep down he thought it was just another adult saying. One day news spread across the village about a wise old teacher who had returned after years of traveling. This teacher, known as Guru Anand, had trained many young people to achieve extraordinary success, not just in studies but in life itself. Parents in the village spoke highly of him. Arav's father decided it was time. He took Arav to meet Guru Anand. The teacher was sitting under a massive banyan tree, meditating. When they approached, he opened his eyes, smiled, and gestured them to sit. Arav explained his struggles. Guruji, I try to focus. I try to study, but my mind keeps wandering. I feel like I will never be able to control it. Guru Anand nodded, as if he had expected this. He reached for a small glass of water and handed it to Arav. Hold this glass and walk around my garden without spilling a single drop, he instructed. Arav looked at the glass and then at the garden path. It seemed simple at first, but as soon as he began to walk, everything tried to pull his attention away. Birds chirped loudly in the trees. Leaves rustled in the wind. Children laughed and ran nearby, and even a small dog barked at him. Arav stumbled, wobbled, and soon water spilled from the glass. Half of it was gone before he could reach the end of the path. Guru Anand looked at him calmly and asked, Why did you spill so much? Arav hung his head, embarrassed. I got distracted. Guru Anand smiled. Exactly. This glass represents your mind, and the water represents your focus. The distractions around you are the noise of the world. If you do not discipline your mind to stay fixed on your purpose, you will spill your potential before you even realize it. That day, something clicked in Arav. He realized that talent, intelligence, or desire alone could not help him succeed. The first step was to master his mind. Arav began small. He set routines for himself. Each morning, he would wake up at the same time, meditate for 10 minutes to calm his restless thoughts, and then focus entirely on his studies. He turned off his phone during study hours and created a quiet corner where nothing could distract him. At first, it was excruciating. His mind would wander, jumping from math problems to thoughts of games, from science experiments to what he would have for lunch. But every time it wandered, he gently pulled it back, returning to the task at hand. It was like training a wild horse, difficult, frustrating, and slow, but steady practice brought progress. He discovered that the mind, if left uncontrolled, moves toward distraction, but if trained, it can achieve extraordinary things. Arav practiced daily, learning to notice when his thoughts drifted and redirect them with patience rather than force. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Arav's small victories began to accumulate. First, he could study for 30 minutes without distraction, then an hour. He noticed that his memory improved. He could solve problems faster, and his mind felt calmer. He started applying the same principle to other areas of life, practicing sports, helping his family, even learning to play the flute. One evening, as Arab was studying under the lantern's warm glow, he realized something profound. Controlling his mind didn't mean suppressing thoughts, it meant choosing which thoughts to focus on. Every time he disciplined his mind, he was shaping his future, one moment at a time. A year later, a national-level competition was announced. Students from across the country would compete in solving complex problems, testing not just intelligence but also patience, focus, and composure under pressure. Arav signed up. On the day of the competition, the hall was buzzing with nervous energy. Many students panicked at the sight of challenging questions, fidgeting and checking their watches. But Arav remembered the glass of water Guru Anand had given him. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes for a brief moment, and centered his mind. As the exam began, distractions swirled around him. Noisy students, scribbling pens, rustling papers. But Arav stayed calm. He focused on one question at a time, breaking it into small, manageable steps. He remembered his meditation exercises, the daily practice of discipline, and the lessons of patience. Hours passed. When the results were announced, Arab was declared the winner. His disciplined mind had carried him through challenges that talent or luck alone could never conquer. Guru Anand smiled from the audience, proud of his student's transformation. Arab returned to his village a changed boy. People noticed the difference immediately, not just in his academic success, but in the calm, focused way he approached life. Children asked him the secret, and he would always say, "Discipline your mind. Train it every day, even in small ways. Do not let distractions control you. The mind is powerful, but it must be guided like a river through its banks. Only then can it bring life, growth, and success." He also shared a simple exercise he learned from Guru Anand. 1. Morning meditation, 10 minutes of quiet breathing to calm the mind. 2. Single tasking, focusing on one activity at a time without distraction. 3. Journaling thoughts, writing down wandering thoughts and letting them go. 4. Daily reflection, reviewing the day and noticing where the mind stayed disciplined or wandered. By following these steps, Arav maintained a mind that was sharp, resilient, and focused. The story of Arav teaches us that discipline of the mind is the cornerstone of all success. We live in a world full of noise, temptations, and distractions. Our phones, social media, and endless tasks pull our attention in every direction. Without discipline, even the most talented, intelligent, or motivated person will struggle to achieve their dreams. But the moment we take control, even in small ways, we unlock power beyond imagination. The ability to focus, persist, and remain calm becomes a superpower. It allows us to solve problems, achieve goals, and transform our lives. Imagine the mind as a garden. If left unattended, weeds of distraction will overrun it. But if you nurture it with focus, patience, and discipline, beautiful flowers of achievement will bloom. If you have ever felt that your mind is chaotic, if you have ever started a task and drifted away, remember Arav. Remember the glass of water, the gentle pull back to focus, the power of small daily wins. Start today. Begin with one small step. Meditate for 5 minutes. Focus on one task without distractions, or simply notice your wandering thoughts. Each step strengthens your mind, trains your focus, and prepares you for greatness. Your next chapter of success, happiness, and personal growth begins the moment you decide to discipline your mind. Do not wait for tomorrow is just another distraction if you are not ready today. A disciplined mind is stronger than talent, luck, or circumstances. It turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. It allows dreams to take shape, goals to be achieved, and life to be lived fully. So take control, focus your thoughts, and step forward with confidence. The journey may be challenging, the mind may resist, but each victory will bring you closer to the life you desire. Discipline your mind, and the world will follow. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs hope. Subscribe to this channel so together we can continue walking this journey of strength, wisdom, and personal growth. Your journey starts now. Your mind is your greatest asset. Discipline it, and nothing can stop you.